Hello everybody, we are here with my friend Joel. We are in Stans, Switzerland at the Pilatus facility, Pilatus Aircraft. And Joel, are you going to show us around today to show us what all goes into making these amazing airplanes?
Yes, welcome Steve. We are excited to have you here.
Awesome, let's get this started.
So, the first thing you see when you come to Pilatus to pick up your own aircraft is the flag of your country, so you feel a warm welcome. Welcome to the office of Flavia. Flavia is a product designer here at Pilatus. She doesn't like to show off her work, but I really wanted to show it to you guys. She hand draws basically all the products that we need inside the cabin and talks to the engineers, and they will figure out how they can place it inside the cabin.
Yeah, the concept kind of starts here. We also get a lot of feedback from customers. I think that's also important. So it's not just one head thinking and drawing, and it's a combination of effort. And yeah, a lot of the designs that we see here end up in the product. So I think that's the fun part about my job, and I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
So, for example, here we have the divan, which we introduced with the new payload and range increase of the PC-24 in October. We will take a look at the real thing in just a few minutes.
This is the product management team here at Pilatus. We're responsible for all of the new ideas, like we were saying. And this here is Matt, and when a customer has a specific request, or if you want to choose your, color thread and do a different carpet, fabrics for the curtain or seats, Matt jumps in, and there's the divan again, and he can create real-time renderings with walkthrough, just to really help show what the feeling and the atmosphere within the interior will look like. And the customer can choose right away. We have different types of quilting for the seats, different colors. So everything from sales comes to him, and he will spit out some nice renderings for color selection and materials and trims. This is our showroom where they're welcome to choose their own interior in their aircraft. But what's cool is that things that we use during the development project, like this mock-up, actually after we use it, we test it, we find out if it works, if it's not working all that well. We change it for serious production, but the mock-up ended up here, so customers can see and feel how it looks before they select optional items. Same with this cabinet. This was just launched last October, and it comes here for customers to see even before we have it out. This is a PC-24 cabinet. It's the only aircraft this size that can accommodate up to 4 catering boxes. So these are standard catering boxes. And what you do is just trade this with the catering company in the airport, and you can have the meals inside, so it's very convenient, and it's standard. You see this in commercial and in business aviation.
Flavia, thank you very much for having us here. Now I'm going to show you how we actually built the aircraft from beginning. This is where the process begins, where we build our aircraft. Here we make all the smaller parts. For example, here you can see the inlet of the PC-12. Mostly what we do here inside this building is bending the parts into the right shape. I will show you the process. Welcome to the milling process. Here we have all the milling machines to produce those parts. We produce 100,000 parts a year, out of those aluminum blocks.
So the crew over here, these are the guys that are in charge of putting the aluminum blocks and getting it fed to the machines to have the parts made.
The machine knows by itself which block is for which part. It will get the parts by himself, it will get the tools by himself, and also puts the part at the right place so we can take them for further process. In the milling process, we create a lot of waste as well. So we press the aluminum into those small cylinders you see here, and then we send them back to the manufacturer, which will recycle it. After the milling process, where we mill out the parts, where we see here, we can put them inside this machine, and the machine will press the parts into the final shape. 88,000 pounds of force inside this machine. After we made that, we will have to cool the parts so they also become strong at minus 20 degrees Celsius inside of those chambers here.
So after the parts are all milled and cut out with the machines, they come to this section of the factory where they sand down the parts and make the finish really nice. And if you take a look at this part, this is the piece that goes between the two pilots on the center console with the different displays. And this is what it looks like before it's installed inside the airplane. Pretty cool.
Now we are going to the other side of the airport where we built the fuselage of the PC-24 and also for our trainer aircraft. And what we are doing right now is driving over the runway here in Stans. So this is a very common thing here in Switzerland, that we have open airports where you can drive basically with the cars over the runways.
And how do you know you're cleared to cross and there's not like an airplane coming in? You just visually look?
No, there is actually a traffic light.
Oh,
we can
okay.
show that as well. Here we are at the Lechhorn. This is where we built our fuselage for the PC-24 and also for some of our trainer aircraft. We have 34 cubic feet of pine, spruce and beech wood built inside of this hole.
This place is massive. And it's amazing to see all the different, the wings, the fuselage, everything that's primer green getting put together, riveted together. It's simply amazing to see all this.
Here we got the Big Ben. This is our big riveting machine. We saved about 840 hours of man hours with this machine. The reason why it's called Big Ben is because the person in charge for this whole building, he's called Benjamin, and so we called it the Big Ben.
So right here, guys, this is the control room for the Big Ben riveting system. Everything's all computerized. As you can see right there, all the rivets are being placed all digitally by the computer. Amazing technology. There's the rivets being placed right as we speak. If you've ever wondered how thin the skin is of an airplane, check this out. So at this station, is after all the riveting is complete, they come in here and fine detail and clean all the different area of the fuselage. Joel, that was amazing to see this massive facility that's just designated for riveting. Where are we off to next?
We're going to the assembly line.
Assembly line, let's go. This is the main assembly building. This is where every aircraft that they make comes into this building. They put in the avionics, they put in the engines, they then take the wings and mount it to the plane and get it ready for final assembly.
Here we prepare the cables for the aircraft. For example, for the PC-24 we have about 40 kilometers of cable built inside the aircraft.
So on average, it takes 1 week for an aircraft to come into this building to be assembled. Then they'll send it over to the paint shop, which usually takes an average about 1 more week, which then they'll return it back to this building to be finally have the wings assembled and everything completed. And as you can see here, guys, this is a set of brand new trailing link landing gear that's all ready to go to get installed on one of the PC-24s. Brand new. So in this section of the building, you have the wings and the landing gear. They mount all on a assembly here where they can do quality control and get everything to fit perfectly before it goes on the fuselage. As you can see here, the landing gear all set on the wings, pretty cool. That was really interesting seeing the main assembly building. Let's go check out the paint shop where these aircraft head after departing this facility. Let's go to the paint shop. Where is the paint shop? So we've arrived at the paint shop. Let's go check it out. Here we are in the paint shop where a PC-12 is currently finished. It normally takes about 3 to 7 days to get it completely painted. A PC-12 with the paint job averages around 44 pounds of paint. For an aircraft to be finished between 3 to 7 days, it all depends on how elaborate the paint scheme is. On this one you can see it took only 3 days, but if you were to add more colors and more layers, then it's where you would get up to 7 days. We're now here in the final assembly building.
So this is where we test all aircraft at the end and also install the interior. Here we are at the interior shop. This is Marco Tanner. He works in the interior shop. They prepare the aircraft about 10 days for the interior, and then they also install 5 to 6 days.
And here we see the whole furnitures for one aircraft, divider walls. And this one is for one cockpit for one PC-24.
As you can see here inside the interior department, they have all the different units all set up. They have the overheads all ready to be all installed into the PC-24. So they'll pull all these parts out of this room here to bring it into the main workshop area to install into the interior. We're now getting near the end of what it takes to complete building one of these airplanes. Whether it's the paint scheme, the interior, let's go check out what it looks like finish one of these airplanes. As you can see, the interior has all been installed, and this one actually has an extra surprise of having a sofa installed in the back of this airplane. This is not a common feature that I've seen on many airplanes of this size, but it's really nice. So after getting to see all the steps and all the different processes throughout this facility today, to how everything was designed with the designer and everything was created by all the employees here at Pilatus, and being up here in the front, this is where I feel like I belong, being a pilot. Getting to see, like earlier today when we were back in one of the factory rooms, when we showed you just the raw piece of metal which held these displays, now seeing it in the final environment, I mean, it just really gives you an appreciation for what all went into making this aircraft. I hope you guys enjoyed that video of the full factory tour of the Pilatus Aircraft Company. Thank you, Joel, so much for showing us all around. If you guys did like that video, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Also stay tuned as we're going to be flying the PC-24 to some amazing unique destinations in the Swiss Alps along with the PC-12 NGX. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well, and take care wherever you're watching from.